Hello, hello. Happy Monday, beautiful people. Let's get started. So, I'm going to invite some people. Hope that as you jump on, if you feel inclined to invite, please do. This is my new life's mission. I just love people. I wish I could truly express in modern day language and understanding. I wish I could express to you guys how deep my love for humans, how deep it really is. I've learned a lot about myself since our last encounter. I'm probably gonna blow your mind. Some of you might stop following me. That's okay. But when you learn something about yourself that you know is a definitive truth, I think you kind of say to yourself, it's okay if people don't like me because of this part of me. That is your choice. I believe in teaching everybody about sovereignty, about finding who they are when they are 100% themselves. This is a big deal because a lot of people in this world today are living who they think they're supposed to be. Yeah, we're going to talk about that today. That's a pretty big one. I'll just go back to how much I love you guys because I don't want to talk about it yet. We got 2 more minutes till I actually get into the topic for today. Speaking a little bit more about myself, and then really going into what I have found out. That's my purpose. That's what I want to share with all of you, is what I have learned through these 38 years. And not only that, what have I learned specifically, the deep, deep lessons I've learned these last 2 years of my life, because I think life really just started to get real, probably a lot more real for me, and a lot more real in the sense of understanding what is earthly truths or necessary here and what is eternal for complete existence in all space and time, which I never took physics because I'm not a book person, but I am really loving the whole idea of understanding how we exist in all space and time. And so I encourage you, if that excites you, please go and check out physics and what that is all about. Being able to exist in all space and time is huge. We do it and we don't understand what we're doing. So yeah. All right. Well, it is 3 o'clock. I didn't get through all of my list. I had a couple more I wanted to get to. Let me just invite a couple more. Oh, I love all you sweethearts. So many people this world has brought into my life that truly, truly appreciate this new way of thinking. Hello, everyone that's jumped on. Mwah, I love you all. Okay. Hey, hubby. All right. So let me make sure I have my water. Whew. I have a fun toy I want to share today, so we'll get started with that. Welcome, everybody. Light and love being sent to you, and please bring in this vibration of light and love in this moment of your life. If you have a beverage or if you have food, please realize that when you send light and love into these things, that you are then internalizing that light and love as you take it in. And we could all use a little bit more light and love in this world today. So, a fun thing that I've been called to do is more music. So this is a fun instrument that instantly kind of shifts your vibration. These are known as, I believe, sounding bowls. There are crystal sounding bowls. I believe this is a copper. So we'll go ahead and just get a little vibration shift here. Mm, I'm still learning. Mm, beautiful, beautiful. So I encourage you all to find a source of music, um, and just enjoy it, whatever it is for you. Um, well, I want to get started with definitely welcoming you, thanking you for taking the time to hear a message that is being sent to you with light and love. Teaching, hoping to share any information, any tools that I have received throughout my life. My goal is to come to you each week and share them with you, that maybe they will help you in a time of being stuck, being depressed, being lost, anything that is not serving you in your highest purpose for your mission here in this world. And even if that mission for right now is simply very, very everyday. For a lot of us, our mission right now is taking care of our children, taking care of our loved ones, and providing and supporting. And that's exactly what you are meant to be doing. Hello, Melissa. And so my mission here is to unite with amazing souls like Miss Melissa Bancroft. And we are all in our own way right now finding our deepest light. And it is happening very rapidly for some of us. There are a lot of tools that are available today that help in really, really pushing this message and helping us to remember. We do not need to heal. We do not need to erase. We do not need to forget our pain. We simply need to remember who we are on the inside. Deep, 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 long before we came here. I hope that all of you have some sort of belief in your higher power, your creator, your source, and maybe even taking that a little bit further into your highest self's complete mission, journey, and desire on this earth. So, in my first video, which this is a part 2 to me learning about me, I went through some really basic information because I feel like when we introduce ourselves to people, that's kind of how we act. It's like, hey, my name is, this is what I do, this is who I am. And we start to take that on as if that is all that we are. Have any of you guys ever felt that way? I mean, you start saying it so many times that you start to believe that you are just that name and that title. So once upon a time, I was Nicole Lynette Vasquez. Now I am Nikki Mead, per se, because that's the name that I feel that I resonate with. And of course, it's my married name, and so that makes a huge difference as well. But these names that we're given, these titles that we're born into, for example, when you're born, you become either a daughter or a son. You are then the for the most part, you're the possession of your parents. Your parents technically own you until you're 18, in most places, of course. Now, let me just preface all of this. I am not a doctor. I am not a scientist. I don't have any labels or titles. And the ones I did have, I've erased them now and separated myself from this. So everything I'm here to teach is just based off my personal knowledge in my life's journey, and in my own beliefs and information that I feel is being brought to me by my highest self. So going into that, we have to decide for ourselves who we are. It doesn't serve any of us to go through life believing that we are who someone else told us we were, because that is a false reality. That's a false sense of self-identity. And when you fall into this false sense of self-identity, you are then left questioning all the time, who am I? I don't feel like myself. I feel like I'm missing something in life. For a lot of us, that comes down to, I feel like I need somebody. Then we are looking towards these outward expressions of love. We feel like we need something. Then we're looking to go shopping, buy a new car, buy a new house, a boat, a trailer, whatever it is. We're always looking outward if we believe that we are identified by the things outside of us. So I'm sure a lot of you can resonate with some things you were told as a child. Unfortunately, we do not live in a society where many parents are complimenting and praising their children on a daily basis. So most of us end up growing up being raised with families who are telling us when we mess up, do something wrong, say something wrong, behave when it's not okay, behave in an inappropriate manner. And as we're going through life, we start to identify with, I am this person I was told to be, and I do things wrong. Now, right, wrong, good, bad, indifferent, that's a pretty big topic. And for some of us, it will take a long time for our minds to understand there is no good or bad. There is no right or wrong. There is purely experience. And as a parent, if we could raise our children to live in a world where they see their life as pure experience, they stop to judge themselves with, did I do this right? Am I right? Am I wrong? We start to shift our mindset from a way of being competitive, a way of feeling that we had to be more than or less than or different from or separate from. So when we can begin to live in a world of unity, we begin to be unified with ourselves. We begin to really dig deep into, who am I because I choose? Who do I want to be? Who do I feel like inside? Who do I think I am inside? Like, those are some pretty deep questions that we're not raised to explore those questions. We're not raised to identify with those questions. So as we're shifting into this new world, obviously we've all been hit with a new world. Do not expect things to go back. We're only moving forward. And we need to decide who we are. Who is this person that I can trust moving forward? Because obviously now, 82 baby right here, in my lifetime, I was taught you can trust the doctors, you can trust the authority figures in this world. I know there's some we can trust. And I'm blessed that I know in my heart the feelings that come with trust, that come with loving energy, energy of light and appreciation. So try to maybe start. Here's a call to action. Here's something you can do to start to identify who you are. Write down every single thing you were told you were supposed to be. You're supposed to be a good girl. You're supposed to say please and thank you, blah, 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 blah. They're all great. Some of them have good purpose. Some of them are just super controlling. And, we'll go there. So write this list. Start to identify for yourself what boxes you were put into as a child, as an adolescent. And for those of us who are married with children, continue that list through your adult life. And then go back and look at that list and start to identify. I like to do big spider web things. So like circle it and have a line popping out. Start to identify the feelings that are associated with that title. So you're supposed to be whatever. I mean, I don't want to start saying things because I know we're all super individualized and all of our parents gave us different expectations. So as we start to break these down and identify what we were told and identify how those things make us feel today, try to be really honest with yourself. Try to really go deep. And when something just hurts and you can't really put a word on it, just make sure you make that notation. This one's deep, this one hurts. I don't know why. Then make a new list. Make a list on who you want to be. So for some of us, it would be, I really want to be able to be patient with my children or with my spouse so that I can be more loving and understanding to them. I want to be more patient with myself so that I can be more kind and compassionate with my heart. These are huge, huge things to start really considering who you are or who you want to be. But you notice I didn't make a list of who you are. I feel like when we try in these beginning phases, which many of you have not done this before, so you would be in the beginning phases of self-identity. If we try to say we know who we are, we kind of jumble up who we want to be and who we were told to be. And they kind of all get mixed up right there in the middle. So I like to just start with who I want to be and who I was told to be and start to identify where I am. So once you make those two lists, then truly come into the center and just write the words, I am. That is the most important thing for you to know. Super simple, but is it? It's really understanding that you are all things in all times. You are the good, you are the bad. But do you have to carry a title? Do you have to say, for instance, if you have an addiction, do you have to say, I'm an alcoholic? Well, no, because if you keep saying that, you continue to identify with being this alcoholic. If you say, I am, you are connecting yourself to that instead of connecting yourself to yourself. So, for me, I felt like in my life, I was the daughter of some parents. I felt like I was the child of these parents. I felt like I was a sister and I was a friend. And I identified with those feelings. I identified with needing to fulfill the idea of what it meant to be a daughter. I remember feeling like I needed to be honest with my parents because that was something that good daughters did, right? I did other things that weren't what a good daughter would do, but I remember there were certain things in my life where I identified, I have this relationship with this person, so I am supposed to behave this way based off of that relationship. So these are kind of some of the walls I want to help you guys start to identify and start to break them down. If we are constantly saying, I need to do this because of that, because of this relationship outside of me, we are constantly going down a foggy path because we are not choosing who we are. We are living our life through default, through what is the next person on the next spot in my road, whether that's my child, my spouse, whether it's my mother, father, all of these relationships we have, they're so dear to our hearts and we love these people and we truly would do anything for them. Trust me, I'm that kind of mom. I'm that kind of wife. And what I've realized is now, in this moment, in this now moment of timeline shifting and reality shifts that we've all experienced through 2020, the best me I can be is the me that chooses the I am. I am this being right here who needs to know me. I can no longer identify with the things that were outside of me, that were pushing me, pulling me, controlling me. For some of us, and I've heard this so much this last week, people have come to me and said, Nikki, I can't do this because this person is making me feel this way. This person is telling me I have to do that. And I am a difficult friend. Wink, wink. Somebody I hold very dearly to my heart has told me that before. And I know that I'm one of the most difficult friends you could ever have because I'm always willing to call you out. I, I call it speaking candidly. I call it speaking from my heart because I love you and I want you to see it is your choice. It is your choice to listen to the dark, angry, whatever BS it is coming from those people you love. It's your choice to listen. It's your choice to become affected by it or to allow your energy to become affected by it. But it's also your choice to listen, acknowledge, and lift up. This is the new world that we need to shift into. We have a choice right now. We choose division or we choose unity. Hello, Haley, my little niece. I love you. So, Haley, this is huge for you, girl, because with the generation of high school, these girls are 16, my daughter as well, you have to know who you are because we're being persuaded into believing that we are somebody that we don't even know. We don't even know the people that we are being told to be. We don't identify with them, but we're told to. So as we shift our mindset into understanding who we are, being able to accept others for who they are, then what truly starts to happen in this motion is that we're not arguing over our choices. We're not saying who's right and who's wrong. We don't have the need to prove things to each other. I love you no matter what. I love all of you no matter what. I've learned some pretty huge and amazing things. 100. I've learned some amazing things about myself and my purpose here on this earth, which I plan on sharing here at the end of this video. But I'll tell you what, it is not normal. It is not what I would have believed was even a possibility 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. For reals, when I was a kid, the things that I know now when I was a child would have been absolute foolishness. Absolute foolishness. Everything that we were taught as children is completely shifted. So something I want to throw out there, I am a big advocate of reading, but I'm not a reader, so I do Audible. And a big thing that I would recommend to you is to find out, this is a tool, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. The one thing I want to recommend to you to give you a tool to find out who you are is a book titled Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Because the person you think you are right now is seriously just a series of habits. It's a series of waking up, doing what you think you're supposed to do, being who you think you're supposed to be to please the outside world around you. But let's break that habit. Let's find out who we really are and let's get our power back in the I am ultimate me loving power that we have inside of ourselves. So check this book out. I get it on Audible. The name of the author is Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is right now, I would consider one of the leading mentors in where we need to shift our mind to. He is known across the world. He has published another book called Becoming Supernatural, which really teaches you the power of your mind and how it controls everything in your body, how it heals you, how you can control your blood pressure, your heart rate, your detoxification. I mean, so many things can be controlled in our body through the power of our mind. The funny thing is that we weren't taught these things. We were taught to be something to someone, not to be everything to ourselves. See the difference in that statement? Think about that for a minute. Are you something to someone, or are you everything to yourself? Because being everything to yourself does not mean that you're selfish. It means that you trust in yourself, you love yourself, you understand yourself, you express yourself, you know yourself. That is your greatest asset. Knowing who you are, knowing your mind, knowing what you believe. That's something that people cannot take away from you. That's something you don't have to vote for. That's something that you don't have to explain to others. So I encourage all of you to start looking at natural things in this world that inspire you. Nature has many beautiful things to offer. Water is an amazing way to clear your energy, to shift you back into your present moment of how you feel and who you really are. Taking off your shoes and socks and standing on the grass, the dirt, a rock, anything that's part of nature will ground you into Mother Earth. Mother Earth is a supreme energy amongst all energies for taking energy and flowing it through our body instead of letting it get built up. Sometimes we get built up negative energy. Sometimes we get too much positive energy and people think that we're about to explode. So, oh, Candace, you just jumped on because we need to talk. I need to take some vocal lessons. And in the later part of me closing this talk today, I'm going to share with everyone how I've been called to do healing through toning of my voice. So let's get together for lunch, you new mommy. So ready to catch up with you. So anyways, back on point. Probably can't even go back to what I was talking to. There's no point. That's all done. That's all over with. So finding self, knowing who you are, we need to have something as a foundation. 2020 was pretty freaking scary, pretty freaking emotional, pretty freaking crazy craze, eye-opening, eye-closing. 2020 was just boom. So let's unify. Let's not separate. Let's call in our highest, most loving, heart-centered selves and begin this movement of knowing that we do not have to divide because of our differences. We do not have to disclude and cause pain or heartache in other people to prove ourselves. That we can move into this year understanding that if we love ourselves, that is all that truly matters, and no one else needs to love us or understand us or be part of us the same way that we need to be part of ourselves. So all right, I want to talk a little bit about how I've changed. I keep scooting closer because this is it right here. This is the big news. If you do not believe in past lives, go ahead and turn this off. If you do not believe in extraterrestrials, go ahead and turn this off. If you do not believe in spirits in general, go ahead and turn this off. So, I have been blessed. Whew. So I recorded my last live by myself on Wednesday last week, or excuse me, on Monday last week. And then on Wednesday, I went into a class where I was told I would meet some people who were going to be teaching on the chakras, and that one man in specific, who is a doctor, could channel a higher source known as Saint Germain. And if you look up Count Saint Germain, he was a man who lived over, I believe, somewhere on the European continent. And so I was pretty excited about this. I believe in channeling. I have watched many people channel higher spirits from higher dimensions. And I did not know that there was one right here in St. George, Utah, who could help me to understand, who I am, and help me connect with my guides, my source, my light. And remember, again, that was the point, is that it's not that I needed to heal myself. I simply needed to remember who I was so that I can move forward at the progress I now, in this now moment, wanted to move forward. I've been doing a lot of personal development throughout my life. Ryan and I have attended multiple 3-day conferences, gosh, probably 5 or 6 in these last 2 or 3 years. So we're just constantly, every year we go to about 3. And moving forward with where I knew I was headed, there was a lot of information I was missing about my true self. I had done the self-awareness. I had written these lists. I had written down all of the sadness and the pain and the traumatizing moments of my childhood, and I cleared so much earthly trauma that I just knew there had to be something else holding me back, something else that I wasn't aware of in this now moment. So what I did is I went to this class and I met a man named Scott Werner. I hope I'm not saying his last name wrong. And he began to, in that class, he began to speak of other opportunities he had to channel people and the things that he had been able to discover for them in their past lives. It really intrigued me. And I thought, wow, this could be the one thing that I needed to learn about myself so that I could know, oh, okay, this is you, Nikki, just that self-identity of who you really are. Oh, Sarah, you got on right on time. Right on time. But I want you to go back and listen to other stuff too, self-awareness. But so I got this channeling done. I came back that day, last Wednesday, at 2:00 for my appointment with Dr. Scott, and had him do a channeling for me. In that channeling, I truly believe and testify with my heart and soul that he did have Saint Germain, as well as my Savior Jesus Christ, and my higher self and my guides in that room at that time. And what he told me was that my spirit came to this earth as a walk-in. And I was like, that sounds interesting, right? My spirit came here as a walk-in. So I'm going, okay, so what does this really mean? He says, at that time, this spirit that is in this body now was observing the world and did not like the way they saw humans choosing to treat each other badly. And when he told me that, it hit my heart so much, because it really, truly has always hurt me very, very deeply how much people choose to be mean to each other. They actively choose to hurt, to cause pain, to bring sorrow. And I thought, wow, okay, that makes sense to me. So here I am, up in the stars, up in heaven, as most of us would say. And he says that I saw the way humanity was acting and that I wanted to do something about it, which most of you who know me, hit the nail on the head. So I chose to be a volunteer to humanity. So what does that mean? What am I saying here? Well, at this point, I do not believe that I was first created as a human being on this earth. Now, if you believe in spirits, you know that your spirit could have been on many different planets in many different times in many different places. So that's all that I'm saying, is that my spirit has not been on this earth, from what I was told, for thousands of lifetimes, that I have been an ascended being for thousands of lifetimes, and that I'm identified with the Pleiadians. So if you'd like to look up Pleiadian, you'd probably have to look up the mythological definition of Pleiadians, and the star Sirius is where I was born, where I came from. And that was huge to me to say, oh, wow, okay. So my spirit had this amazing life. I had already ascended from this three-dimensional pain, which is what we need to understand. We're living in a world of pain so that we can grow and change and realize that we choose higher experiences than anger, fighting, pain, frustration, horror. We live in a world of duality right now. And for me, I've always struggled with that and never knew why. People would tell me that, I just chose to be naive. I even said in my first tape, before I knew this about myself, I said I was very naive to what adults were doing as I was a child. But now I know that it was a sense of innocence that I was brought here with, that I was not at all familiar with living in a world of deception, manipulation, the pain that we cause to each other. It is not necessary anymore. I believe it was for a time. However, we are moving out of that time. So that's as far as I'll go into that for now. So I find these things out about myself, and I think, okay, this is really, really cool. I can identify with being a spirit who chose to come into this body. There was a very traumatic event in my early childhood, which he brought up. He said, was there some sort of really, really traumatic event between the ages of 18 months and 2 years old? And I was like, oh, I started crying so much. And I was like, yep, there was one that my mother has told me about that I always felt really, really very strongly stuck to my heart. And I didn't know why. But in this moment where he's talking to me about this traumatic experience that my self in that time was going through, I instantly saw a visual in my mind of me, this being, looking down into this place where this abuse or traumatic event was taking place. And it was like I was looking at that from above. Now, I've never experienced something like that before. A lot of people that I've listened to who can go deep into meditation, they can look at things from past, future, and present from above. That has not been something I've been able to experience in my life. So this was new for me. This was a completely new idea, new place of being that I, as a physical body, could say to myself now as a conscious being that I have survived two different spirits on this earth plane. That when one spirit was not capable of dealing with the physical life that it was put into, I volunteered. That's why I resonate with volunteering so much. I volunteered to come into humanity to do two things that were clearly told to me by this man. Two things I was brought here to do: teach love and compassion to the world. I'm so thankful to be here. I am so extremely thankful to be here to do this good work for my God, for my Creator, for my mother Sophia. Whew, so blessed, so blessed to know that it is not a bad thing for me to be giving myself the way that I do. It is not a lack of self-worth. I've worked with a lot of energy people who say, well, Nikki, when you do this or do that, or, choose others before yourself, it's just because you don't love yourself and you should, work on that, or do some past life regression stuff, do some childhood clearing. I did all of that. You know what I realized? I carry pain with me. I carry pain because of humanity. I didn't know this. I am an extreme empath. I am an extreme claircognizant. So the combination of those two puts me at a point of feeling things very far away from me, feeling things very close to me, and feeling them at a very deep level. but I was not aware that these were to teach me how to heal you. When I would feel your pain, I would empathize with you, and sometimes in my past allow you to be the victim and say, I'm so sorry you're going through this, you don't deserve this. But now I understand. Me feeling your pain, me knowing, that's the claircognizance, is I know why you're feeling that pain. The moment I hug you, the moment I shake your hand, the moment I look in your eyes, I'm connected to you because I'm here to serve you. So, I love you. I'm here Mondays and Thursdays to love you, to teach you, to share my life with you. I don't know what this journey is going to look like for me. I know that I'm an extremely open and honest person. I have hearts on my lips. Excuse me, I have lips on my heart so that I can speak freely to you, to share my life with you, my love and my compassion. I don't know how much further I need to go for today into that channeling. Just know that I operate now on a level of understanding that I am an ascended master. Some of you hearing this are probably rolling your eyes going, oh, you think so. Look at you, Nikki, and blah, blah, blah. Trust me, I've been judged on so many levels, especially these past 2 years. Especially as I have been learning more about myself, what I learned is that as our light grows, we are mirroring the pain of other people. When people come to you and they see your light, what that does to them is it reflects their own darkness to themselves. So as my light has been growing this past year, especially this past year, I have been triggering some people to really look deep inside of themselves. I have brought some amazing light workers into my life because they're attracted to my light. But what my light instantly does is it forces you to go within. It forces you to look at who you truly are. What are you bringing? What are you bringing to yourself? So if there are any topics, if there are any thoughts that you would like to dig deeper into, I know some amazing people. They are here. They are ready to serve you as well. They love you. So we are all teachers. We all have stories. It is up to you to decide when you are ready to share your story so that you can teach the world what they were meant to learn from you. That is what I love about this world. That is what my mission has so much. Oh my goodness. Okay, so sharing, talking, if any of you feel compelled, again, I'm looking for guest speakers on Thursday. This Thursday, I have an amazing friend who's a comedian. She just published a book titled, plug your ears, This Bitch Needs Jesus, or excuse me, Bitch Needs Jesus. I believe that was the title. Because she knows she's real. She literally has experienced so much in life. She has so much diversity in her life. Coming from a multiracial background family, coming from a very strong, opinionated religious background. This girl, I am so excited for you guys to get to know her, get to know her heart. So please stay tuned for that. I will, of course, be sharing all of these videos, saving them, documenting as much of this experience as I can. And we'll be doing that on YouTube as well. So any other interviews, anything that really sparks my heart, I'm going to start coming on live on YouTube. And those will just be random sharings. And then we'll go ahead and continue this on Mondays with the topics of self-awareness. We are moving into this week of self-expression. So as you learn more about who you are, as you dig deeper into your roots, for some of us that might just mean, our DNA and what is that called? Ethnic background that we can connect to. And that's great. That's where I started. That's where my curiosity started. I have so many different things in me when it comes to my blood and my physical body. Um, and that's great because you learn those things and they can help you find your passion and where you would like to explore more of yourself, self-awareness, self-expression. Um, and then, you know, if you feel compelled, if you feel like it is your time, I would like to encourage you to go deeper into the energy world, starting with meditation. And as you do more meditations and you find more guides, I think I recommended this on the last video, but the 21-day angel experiment is absolutely phenomenal. And if you'd like more information on that, just send me a DM. And learning to connect with those beings, which we can just talk about angels because everyone who's religious or not, most of us can say, yes, we believe in angels. You start talking about everything else and everyone's like a little uncomfortable. So start connecting with your angels. Know truly in your heart that we are all given guardian angels and guides to watch over us and protect us. And see where that takes you. Like I said, if you have any interest, if you have any calls to learning more, let me know. I have a lot of things I plan on talking about, but if there's something that's important to you, I'd like to bring that to the surface first. So going back, I just want to make sure that you know, I do have one mission here on this earth, and I know that now. I did not know that last Monday. So I know that me starting these self-awareness lives are to facilitate my own ascension in this lifetime, to truly connect with my highest self, to serve you through your ascension. So as you feel the desire and the call to live at a higher level, we are all moving in to the opportunity to live in a state of consciousness where we believe in love over all other things. So when I say live in a higher level, that's what I truly mean, is living in a state of love constantly, always, and in all times, through all things. We love first. We don't judge. We don't compete. We don't condemn. We love first. When we can have that much compassion towards each other, and that much compassion towards ourselves, then we know we have the opportunity to shift the world that we live in. And that world is simply your little bubble. It is simply the place of being in your now moment where you are. So I love you all. And just know I carry eons and eons of light and love for each of you. So take care. Have a blessed day. And in this moment, I would like to share with you a quick prayer. This is an offering of love. In this now moment, I call upon all of my guides, all of my great creators, creatrix, and ascended masters. We as a human race are ready to shift our hearts, to keep them in a presence of love, to know that through the now moment of love and light, that we have the ability to connect as one. We have the ability to truly heal and know our highest selves, that as we connect with this love and light, that those around us who are on this mission will be drawn unto us, that our lights may be connected through love, and our journey may be more enhanced, that we may have just a little bit more confidence and a little bit more fire, and desire to do those things which we feel called to do in each now moment. Oh, the love that I have and compassion is just flowing over my heart at this time, and I hope that in all times, in all things, that everyone watching this moment, in their present moment, will feel this love and know that this love can be with them at all times. We call upon you, thou loving light of creating all things in this world, to continuously bless each and every one of us, to know truly in our hearts the love that is available in each now moment, that we could take this love and carry it with us always in this moment as we move forward through the unknown of tomorrow, that we may have the confidence and the love that we need each day because of ourselves, because of our choice in our own I am now moment. We are all love, and we are all connected through love. In these things I pray with all greatness and ascension knowledge. I thank you.